Hey guys, Tom here. Not introducing myself as xthedarkone, as you're probably wondering, because this isn't really an xthedarkone thing. This is a new vlog that I'm going to be starting to do from today. I'm going to be doing them daily. At the end of every day, I'm going to be sitting down here and chatting about a particular subject. For those of you who haven't been keeping up on following my Twitter and Facebook and stuff, I am officially a dad. So that's what this is about. This is going to be my sort of vlog about being a first-time daddy. And yeah, we'll just get straight onto it. Really, I'm going to do this every day for a year. So we're doing this until this time next year, and I'm going to be sort of talking about my my new son. His name's Jacob Martin Richard Livesey. I'm going to be just telling you about my day, and and it's for maybe helping other people who want to be first-time parents, and just sort of sharing my experiences. Just because maybe people want, who are thinking of being a first-time parent, can see me, I'm officially a first-time parent, and I'm literally giving you a day-by-day sort of passings of how things have, what's happened and how I've dealt with them and such. So yeah, that's essentially the point. And because you guys mean a lot to me, you've stuck by me through a lot of shit. So this is, I want you guys, to share in this little year journey. I say a year, it's gonna be freaking I've got him for the rest of my life now. But I'm gonna do this for the first year of his life, and then we'll see where we are from there. But this is episode 1, I guess, meeting my son. She had a C-section. The baby was, I remember them saying the baby was very big. The last scan before he came, he was already reading at 9.6, and he was still breech. And for those who don't know what breech is, breech basically means he was facing the wrong way. You're supposed to be facing head first, he was facing feet first, or bum first, and he was just getting so big, the doctors were saying they want him to come, if he's not moved now, he's not going to move. So they gave us the options to either wait for a natural birth to occur, which had its risks, because having a baby of natural birth has its risks. They recommended turning the baby, but they said it's quite painful, and it probably won't even work. And because he's that big, it requires a lot of pushing and prodding at the stomach and stuff, or go for cesarean. And we decided to go up for the cesarean because Tracy's got really bad hips since having the baby. She got is it SPD? I think it's SPD. I think it's something she can't move her hips fully or open her legs properly, and that's just because of the strain that having the baby has caused. She has been a trooper, Tracy. She really has. I mean, I thought I respected Lady Nanaki like as much as I possibly could, but watching her go through all that, my goodness, I didn't think it was possible to respect that woman any more than I already do, but I do. But yeah, they booked it for today. They wanted it to be in for about 10:30 this morning. The thing is, you can only have one person available with you as you go in. I wanted it to be me, but she wanted her mum there because her mum has dealt with looking after C-sections. She felt her mum could keep her calm for it. And there was no waiting room. I would have basically, if I'd have gone with her in 10:30, I would have had to just wait around the hospital reception, and that'd have drove me nuts. That'd drove me absolutely fucking crazy. So instead, I stayed at home. I said goodbye to Tracy. We both got up about 6 o'clock this morning, and we watched Goldmember, Austin Powers Goldmember, and we chilled out. And she couldn't eat anything. Then she went away with Mum, and I just kind of cleaned up around the house. Did some recording for X-Rated. Just trying to keep myself busy because it was driving me nuts. I couldn't just sit and not do anything, so I just decided to her op was at 2, but then they changed it because there was an emergency op. Sorry, I think the fucking camera's running out of juice. I'm not going to edit these, I don't think. I'm just going to give you the totally unabridged versions of them, of you know, as in how they happen. You know, there's no point. Sorry, give me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to push her around here, but you just plug that in there. Will that reach? Fantastic. Okie dokie. Right, we're good. Right. So where was I? Right. Yeah. What's going on? Okay, whatever. It did something weird. Anyway. Where was I? Yeah, I would have drove me mental. I don't know how. If you're anything like me, then I reckon, and you know, and you're not going to be. I think, to be honest, I think if I'd been there, I'd could have been a bit more anxious, but I would have been better because I would have known what was going on. But I was quite anxious, didn't hear anything. Tracy then started texting me saying it'd been moved to 4 o'clock, and then we were going to go at 6 anyway. Visiting hours was 6 till 7, but obviously, me being the father, I could stay. But we got there for 6. My mum picked me and Tracy's sister up, and we went to hospital at about 6. We got there, and she was still in theatre. She only went into theatre at about I think it was about 5:15. She went into theatre. They started prepping her for it, or 20 to 5, I think, something like that, something along those lines. And her mum was there for the time. Eventually, I got the phone call from my mum. Baby was born at 5:48. It was 5:48. Today he was born 5:48. So we went down a recovery room because she did lose a little bit more blood. She did lose a little bit of blood, but she's not like serious. I mean, I had a bit of a sort of moment, but it wasn't a serious amount of blood. She was fine. I went downstairs. She was shaking a bit because I think that was from the blood loss and the drugs and all that. But went down and saw her, and the first I saw her was for a picture, which I get why Tracy's mum sent me them, because obviously she wanted to send me the pictures. But I don't know, I always imagined I would first see him in my hand, you know, that would be my first experience, not through a screen. But I don't care. I didn't care. I got so happy when I saw him. I couldn't believe it. And then I got down and he was there. He was just in. Tracy had him like that, and I picked him up. Oh my god! I started laughing, but a kind of cry laugh. I was just welling up, and tears were falling. And I've put a picture of me with him on my Facebook and Twitter, and go ahead and go find out. I'm not linking anything. I'm just literally this is just a little vlog I'm doing explaining how my days have been going. And we stayed there till about 9:10, I think it was, 9:15. And I just kept holding him, and he was 9. His end weight was £9.4, which is weird. So when they guessed it, I guess it was just they were a bit off, but 9.4, very healthy, very big. But yeah, he's fine. I know Tracy was trying to. He wasn't taking to Tracy's teat for milk, but it wasn't because he didn't know how. He was just very contempt. He's so chilled out. He's so relaxed. He was just like he did have his big cry. Now he didn't have his big cry when babies are supposed, when they come out they're always crying. Well, the reason is because it's to get the lungs working. Don't know if you know that. I found that out today, really. They had a big cry, but cesareans, they tend not to cry because they're not. They start crying when they've come out, and it's that pushing motion that starts them crying that makes them get the lungs working. So he didn't really have a big cry until we got there, and then he did eventually. When we started, when I took him from Tracy, we started properly moving him about. He did start having big cries, but not too bad. Not too bad actually. He had a little one crying session, and bit of a bounce, bit of a bump. There's a little trick that Tracy and I think Tracy's sister taught me where I hold the baby like there, but the bum's kind of hanging out here, and then you sort of just pat the bum just lightly, and you do that because it simulates mother's heartbeat. and it calmed him right down every time. It didn't fail. He had his good cry, and he had to have his cry. He had to get it out every time we were like moving him excessively. But it's just because he didn't. He's like his old man. He got comfy, then he started moving, and I'd have a cry if I was in his position. And so yeah, he got his big cry out, so we're quite happy about that. He's in healthy working order. Heartbeat's all fine. Tracy's blood, everything. Tracy's completely fine as well. She's still in hospital. I've literally just come home and I've sat down to do this, and she's still at hospital with baby. So there's no one here yet to talk to. It's just me today. And yeah, he's. I thought I'd be. I always ran the scenario through my head about how I think it would be and how I imagined it to be. And it was just totally mind-blowing. And yeah, seeing he's got so much hair. Oh my god, he's got like just black hair, like loads of it, tons of hair. Oh. I'm a daddy. I'm a fucking daddy. And I am very happy about that fact. But yeah, it was absolutely magical. I held him half the time. Just held him, walked around with him. Started chatting about Yu-Gi-Oh! Trace was like, no, don't be doing any of that. He's not learning Yu-Gi-Oh! Not learning that shite. It's alright, I'll train him, I'll teach him when she's not looking. Get him into Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, that's all I can say about today really. The only time anything really happened was around 6 o'clock when I went to the hospital. Most of today has just been sat here doing stuff and keeping myself occupied, because I'm the kind of guy that I like being occupied with something, and it helps me focus, helps keep my head on straight. So yeah, so it's a case of that was just how I coped with it really. And I was worried for most of the day, not hearing anything and having no information. I mean, I had information eventually, but not as soon as I would have liked it. But that's just because, hospital probably got no phone signal, shit happening. And to be honest, Tracy was probably sat around most of the day anyway, because she was the last on the schedule. There was 3 planned cesareans that day, and she was the 3rd of that day. And the second one went in, but then just before Tracy could go in for hers, an emergency one went through, so she had to wait for that one, and then that's what kept her waiting. But and it's fine. I don't care. End of the day, or any complaint that I may seem to be having, I don't care, because I saw my boy, and he is perfection. He just looks amazing. I've used that word on the Twitter, on the Facebook, and he just is. He's perfect. There's nothing wrong with him. He's healthy. He's cool. He's a cool kid. So I sit here today, the first day of many, with my first day up. I'm going tomorrow. Everyone else, a lot of people have visiting hours. There's visiting hours. There's 1 till 2, and then 6 till 7. But because I'm the father, I can go whenever I want. I can go from 8 till 8, but I'm going to go to about 11 and stay for a couple of hours and just sort of be there for everyone. But I don't want to be there. I want to be there all day, but I don't want to be there too much. So I might, when Jess and Chris, and because Jess is coming, Tracy's mum's coming, Jess's 2 boys and her boyfriend, they're all going to come down. They're doing one big visit together at 1 o'clock. So I might step out and give them their sort of hour, their time to be with Tracy, because I'm sure they'll all want to pee. I don't want to overcrowd Tracy. We're telling a lot of people to just wait till Tracy's home and visit her then, because the last thing I want to do is just have Tracy in this strange place with just tons of people in these small hospital rooms all crowded round, making things awkward. So I'll either stay till 1, and it's very, she might be able to go home tomorrow but we're not 100% sure. It's the best case scenario. Tracy comes home tomorrow, and I'll be doing this with her and the baby. But at the very earliest, I would say she'll be back not tomorrow, but on Sunday. Today's Friday, isn't it? Is it Friday? No, Thursday. So Saturday. So Saturday, I reckon she'll be back. I think. Say it today. Whenever. The 2nd of January is when I think Tracy will be back home, personally. I'm not sure she'll be back tomorrow. If she is, great and fantastic. Her and the boy, the boy, yeah, they'll both be back tomorrow. If not, they'll be back the 2nd. So I'm happy. They're both healthy. There's no complications. So that's all I wanted. And that's all I got. And that's all I wanted. So I got everything I wanted for what a way to end the new year. I don't know if you can hear my phone going off. It has been going ape shit since I fucking posted shit up. Shut up, phone. I'm trying to do a thing here. I thought I really got time to say. That's all I really got to say today. There's no learning curve I can give today, apart from if you're the father and you're not going to be there, or you're finding yourself just being bummed somewhere to just wait for the baby to come if you're not going to be there during the pregnancy for whatever reason. That would be the advice. If for whatever reason, if you're the father and for whatever reason you can't be there at the birth and you have to either be at home or wait in the hospital, or you have that option, be at home. Keep yourself occupied. Try and keep your phone close, because and ensure you constantly have contact. But yeah, if you for whatever reason cannot be there at the pregnancy for the whole thing, then take something to just keep your mind occupied. Because if you're just sitting there thinking about it, the day's not going to go. You're gonna drive yourself mental. Your mind's going to just be telling you all these different things, and all these things are going to go wrong. You're going to go loopy over it, and the day's just going to go at a snail's pace if you keep checking the clock and checking your phone, checking the clock, checking the phone. Keep your mind busy. And Tracy, she took our Vita, she took our PlayStation Vita to the hospital with Final Fantasy X and X2 in it, so she had something to play with. So keep your mind occupied, because I know Tracy was very nervous. In fact, if she comes home tomorrow, when Tracy's home, I will probably be asking for her side of dealing with the cesarean and stuff like that. And so yeah, but today I became a father. My son's Jacob Martin. We just liked Jacob. Jacob was just the name Tracy liked. So she went, I want to call him Jacob. I'm like, fine, call him Jacob. I don't care. I like Jacob. It's growing on me. It really is. I didn't think I would, but it really is growing on me. Martin, after my mate Martin Billany, who many know as Little Grebo, but he's my best friend, so I call him Martin Billany. And Richard was my brother's name, who died when I was 9, 2 weeks before my 10th birthday. He died on the 7th of June, 6th of June, 7th of June. My birthday's on the 21st, so yeah. That's why people who follow me on Twitter, if you ever notice I tweet shit about June, that's why I hate June, because it's a really, really shitty month to have your birthday and such an event. Anyway, forget that, because that's in the past. I'm thinking about the future. My future with my son, and that's why I called him Richard. That's why I originally his name. So but yeah, I couldn't be happier. I actually couldn't be happier. Oh, so yeah. Thanks for watching. What do people usually say? YouTubers, like, subscribe, I guess. Do what you want. I don't care. But if you are a first-time father, a first-time parent, or you're considering being one, by all means, come back tomorrow where I'll have more first-hand experience about what my day was like being a first-time dad. So, a first-time dark dad. The dark dad. So have a good day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.